how did this happen? How did you get to be the new lead singer of Warrant?
Well, they called me, and I mean, it really, that's what it came down to, and they said, look, we'd like you to come down, and, I've known those guys forever, okay, first of all. I mean, Black and Blue was a big band on the scene, on the Sunset Strip in those days in the early 80s where everybody was getting signed, and I knew the guys in Warrant from day one. I knew Warrant before Janie was in the band. I knew those guys, way early on when Adam was the singer. And most people don't even know what I'm talking about. But there was a Warrant before what they ended up being.
Mm-hmm.
But Jerry and Eric were friends of mine from a long time ago, and I honest to God didn't even know that it would really work. But I said, okay, they flew me down. I just kind of went in. I learned 6 songs and sang it with them, and I said, whoa, this really sounds good,
Mm-hmm.
and it felt good. And more than that, it's they are some of the nicest people that you could ever work with, and that's what really makes a big difference to me. And also there are some great songs there, thanks to Janie. And so I'm there, and I enjoy it, and it's a great opportunity for me. And I still do Black and Blue,
mm-hmm.
But I have to be there for Warrant. My new band is Warrant, and I really enjoy it, and I love doing it. So it's it's kind of crazy. Who knew? But I just kind of sound like him, and it works.
Like I said, I think it works too. The style and the early Black and Blue stuff was obviously a big influence on that LA sound. Coming out, you guys were in like 83, 82. Even before that, you guys were playing around there. So you kind of influenced that sound.
Yeah, Black and Blue was early on in the whole thing. And bands like Warrant and or Poison or bands that kind of came along a little later were kind of influenced by us. We kind of were in the first wave of everything that happened. But it's I mean that's the Black and Blue is a great band, and I still am the guy from Black and Blue and always will be, and I love Black and Blue, and we're trying to finish a record right now. And it's okay for me to do that, but I'm the singer for Warrant, and that's my new thing, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
Mm-hmm. I got to ask you, I mean, right or wrong, it's one of the hardest things to do in music is take over the job of an established lead singer. First of all, how has the reaction been from the fans? Have you gotten any feedback, good or bad, from this?
Well, we only played one show so far, and we were in Daytona for Bike Week, and there was, around 8,000 people out there. And we were playing with Night Ranger, and I was, for the first time in about 20 years, I was kind of scared. I mean, I was like going, oh, God, they're going to hate me. I might have to go up there and sing Down Boys, and I go say, who are you? But, and God bless his heart, Jack Blades from Night Ranger came up to me and he goes, just, Jamie, don't worry about it. Just be yourself and just go for it, And he was very, very nice to me and just saying, hey, don't worry, because he could see me. I was pacing.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
I mean, I didn't know what to say, but, when I went out and did it, after a half a song, it was like, everybody was fine. I have to be honest, I'm a pretty damn good lead singer, and I know what I'm doing out there, so, fortunately, I went out and I did what it takes, and everybody loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, but I'm always going to have that, thing of, oh my God, I'm not Janie,
Yeah.
Somebody's going to have to hate me.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's inevitable that you're going to have some people. I mean, it's, David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar. I mean, they all go through it. You know what I mean? It's
a tough thing to do,
And unfairly, a lot of times, the bands are defined by their singer. I mean, I know a lot of people, I'm sure, thought Janie Lane started Warrant, and in reality, it was Eric Turner. So,
That's right. I mean, Eric and Jerry were there before he was, but... and that's, but, Janie really was, the major songwriter and really, helped the band become what they were. And I'm fortunate to sing, songs that he wrote. I mean, I know him, and he's a great guy, and he's a great songwriter, and I have nothing but respect for him, It's just there's an open slot, and if someone's got to fill it, and all right, I'll do it.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I love it.
We're talking to Jamie St. James, former, well, I shouldn't say former either, singer of Black and Blue and Warrant at the time. Can you hang out a little bit longer here, man?
Absolutely.
Okay, we're gonna play a couple tunes here. This is Warrant off of Cherry Pie. Sure feels good to me right here on Rockin' a Hard Place. Jamie St. James, I keep wanting to say formerly Black and Blue. That's just kind of on the back burner, but he's the new lead singer of Warrant, and he is joining us, and we've been just talking music, which is very cool.
Yeah, well, I am the singer for Warrant, and that's pretty much my first priority, but I am still doing the Black and Blue thing, and we're finishing an album, and we're going to do that, and Black and Blue may play some shows here and there, but, you know, my priority lies with Warrant now, but Black and Blue will still exist, and you know, there's the Black and Blue album that's going to come out in Europe and in South America. I hope it comes out in America. It was called Hell Yeah, and it's very, very good.
Excellent.
And I'm very proud of it, you know, but being the guy in Warrant now, that's where my priorities lie.
I know one of our big listeners, Chad Erdman is his name, was asked. He said, make sure you ask him about Hell Yeah. So you just answered his question.
Really good.
Oh, very good. He's going to be very happy to hear that. Very cool.
It sounds like classic, old Black and Blue. There's nothing new about it as far as, you know, trying to be modern or different. It is exactly where we left off in '86. It's just
excellent.
Exact Black and Blue, and it's really, really cool. I'm very, very proud of it. And, you know, I mean, it's anybody who's a Black and Blue fan is going to love the record. And, oh, God, I hope they don't have to buy an import, but we'll see what happens.
Well, yeah, well, hopefully that will, yeah, I'm sure something can be done there. That's the beauty of the internet now. You can get a lot of things online, too, as well. So
That's right, yeah. It changes everything, doesn't it?
Yep, it does. Hey, we were talking in the break about Black and Blue, and I know there's, Big E from the morning show on the box is a huge fan of yours too, and it just amazes me just talking to people random, like, oh, Black and Blue, yeah, School of Hard Knocks. I mean, they just can rattle off the song, and you know, we kind of were talking about, you guys never really had that defining power ballad, which you know, really defined the band. And a lot of guys were just really into you. You know, if you either were a fan or you didn't really know about Black and Blue. You know?
Yeah, well, we never thought that, you know, we never came from that school of thought where you had to have a ballad to make it. I mean, we just we did what we did. And we did have Miss Mystery, which was pretty much a ballad. We wrote that with a guy named Jim Valance, who wrote a bunch of stuff with Bryan Adams.
Yep.
When we worked with Bruce Fairbairn and Bob Rock up in, you know, Vancouver. But, you know, that was the closest we came. But we weren't really a ballady kind of a band. We were more, you know, we came from the days of, and we were influenced by, you know, the British metal scene that happened back in those days, you know, Motorhead, Iron Maiden, you know, Saxon, and those kind of bands. And that's kind of what, you know, brought our thing out. And we were not a ballady kind of a band. We really were more rough. And, you know, I mean, it was one of those things where we got some pretty good airplay with Hold On to 18 and a couple other tunes, and we never really broke big, and that's kind of what makes us cool in a weird way. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to be, you know, Bon Jovi, but that wasn't in the cards for us. We did what we did, and I think people are into the band because they feel like, well, here's this great band, I know about them. Let me tell you about it. You know, we're kind of a rarity, I guess.
Yep. Very cool. Serena brought up a good point too. We were talking in the break too. Jamie St. James is the new lead singer of Warrant. We should mention that again. And Serena, I don't know if you want to phrase it the way you did, but we kind of brought up Skid Row as an example with their new lead singer, Johnny Solinger.
Yeah.
When he first saw him, he was kind of trying to imitate Sebastian Bach, and we were wondering, okay, when you come out there, are you going to be yourself, or are you going to be kind of doing kind of Janie Lane type of thing? And I'll let you take it from there. What you're going to do when you go play live?
Well, I mean, what I do is I just naturally, accidentally sound like Janie, you know, when I sing the way I do, and you know, when I sing those songs, it's kind of surprising to me, even when I did it for the first time. I thought, wow, I mean, it just works. And I do intentionally, I do try to sound like the record, or like the way Janie sounds, I do in a way, but I still do it my way. And I know that sounds like a half-assed answer, but I do keep it in my mind that, people want to hear it the way it's supposed to be heard, but I kind of do it in my version, but it's just, genetically natural that I sound like that. And you can't do that. It's just one of those things that is.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
It's very strange. It just works.
Yeah. Now, are you guys mixing the setup, the Warrant line, the songs you're playing up a little bit? I know Sure Feels Good to Me, I think, was going to be added and so forth. Are you throwing in more songs that maybe suit your style?
I basically told them, whatever you want to do, tell me and I'll learn it. And we do the entire set is made up of songs from the first two records, which were, their big records. And whatever songs they wanted to do, I said, I don't care, you name it, and I'll learn them and I'll do it. And so they're doing songs that some of them that they haven't done in years. And I'm all for it. So Warrant fans that want to come see the band, they're going to hear songs that they don't normally hear. And it sounds great, especially with Joey back in the band.
Yeah,
he just
Joey
sounds,
Allen's back. Yep.
I can't tell you, man. The guy is great. He just he hasn't played in a band since.
Wow.
The only band he's been in is Warrant, and he hasn't played in 10 years. All of a sudden, the guy comes back and he's just killing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome. Yeah, and Mike Fasano was back too after a short layoff. I think he was out of the band for a couple of years too. So, it's a great lineup. It's going to be a blast to see you guys. And actually, we do know you guys are going to be at in Rice, Minnesota, at the end of June.
Okay.
And I believe there was some rumor about Valley City around our area next October.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's confirmed yet, but that's a couple rumors. So hopefully you guys get around this area. Have you made any set tour plans, or are you just doing kind of one-off dates right now?
I'm in the dark about it. I have to check the website myself to see when I'm playing next. Jerry just calls me and says, "Hey, we're flying it back down to L.A. We got to do some more rehearsals." And I don't even know when I'm playing next, but I'm there for it. And I think we're doing a bunch of stuff starting in April, I guess.
Okay.
So
excellent.
I'm sure we'll get somewhere close to where we're talking.
Yeah, very good, very good. One thing we haven't brought up yet, and I want to kind of bouncing from Black and Blue to Warrant here. If you're thinking, hey, Black and Blue, that sounds a little familiar. Well, Tommy Thayer happens to be in Kiss right now. He's playing the role of Ace Frehley. Have you talked to Tommy since he's? Obviously you have. I assume you guys are still, doing the band thing. How's that going for Tommy? How's he liking that? And is this going to be a long time gig for him?
Well, I tell you, Tommy came down. I actually stayed with Tommy the last time I went down and was doing my stuff with the guys and rehearsing and stuff. And Tommy came into the rehearsal and he was hanging out and he was like going, "Wow, Jamie, it just sounds so great," And he was really happy. And he goes, "Hey, if anybody can give you advice about stepping into somebody else's shoes, it's me." Which, imagine trying to be Ace. That's a big. I think I got it tough.
Yeah.
But he was. I don't know. Whoever has seen Kiss with Tommy in the band, he does a very, very good job, and I was so proud of him when I saw him in Vegas, and he just does a great job. And now, he's. I think that he is very, very happy. I know Tommy since we were like 16, 17 years old, and Ace was like one of his biggest influences.
Wow.
Now he is Ace,
That's unreal.
So for me, it's like amazing to watch him do it, and he does a great job, and it's I think he loves doing it, but if Ace comes back sometime, he'll just go off, back and do what he does. I mean, he's one of those kind of guys.
Mm-hmm.
But he's very, very. He gave me some great advice. Saying don't worry about it. The people are out there because of the songs, because of the music, and that you have to just do your best and go out and win them over. And as long as you do what you can do, the way you can do it, and just go out and kick ass, as we say, and be great, then it's okay. It'll work. Right. So I got advice from probably had the hardest shoes to fill. So
very cool. Well, I'll tell you what, Jamie, I personally couldn't be happier for you. I think this is going to be great. Hopefully, I can get out and see you guys, see you singing the old Warrant tunes. And I understand you were playing "Hold On to 18" live as well with the band with Warrant.
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Any other Black and Blues tunes going to be thrown in there as time goes on, or is that?
Well, I think that's probably enough. I mean, I don't. Eric keeps saying, hey, what about Wicked Bitch?
Yes.
Bitch. And I go, let's not turn it into a Black and Blue thing. I mean, what is good though?
Oh man, you got to play Wicked Bitch though, don't you? Come on.
Well, people like that song. It's cool.
That's still probably my favorite. In fact, I think we should leave with that one too. I was gonna play Kiss of Death. We got to play Wicked Bitch. It's a classic, you know what I mean? Jamie St. James, is so cool having you on the program. I can't tell you, this is very cool. We got a lot of Black and Blue fans up in the area, a lot of Warrant fans up in the area. So to have you in Warrant is just very cool. We wish you the best, and hopefully we can get out and see you very soon.
Thank you very much. I hope to see everybody as soon as possible, and I hope I didn't babble too much.
Oh, no.